I would think that it's about time we get started. We don't really have questions coming in because, well, there's not enough people asking questions right here. We need to do a better job of funneling them to these events, Luni.
Yeah, I know. I've just been kind of distracted today, busy making videos with the articles for setting up Medium further. It's been fun. But yeah, there's been a flood of messages as well with different things being published. So we had the wrap up of the AMA for Powerpool Jams, which you can now read if you'd like.
Welcome, Johan. All right, so let's get talking a bit about what CryptoArena is, and perhaps that will spark some questions. We have updates from the things that we've been up to. Our audience has grown quite a lot. In fact, we have over 30,000 between the combined Telegram, Discord, and Twitter now, and it's steadily still growing. We also have lots of announcements, updates, and interesting things coming. So things are looking pretty good on that regard.
Yeah,
Crypto.
even the article being picked up. We had the publication in what was it called, the Market Watch, and it's being picked up by several different outlets as well. So it's
That's
been
true.
pretty damn nice, actually.
That's very true indeed. There's been several outlets that have picked this up. All right, so
Indeed.
let's get started with a couple key concepts. CryptoArena is the first self-decentralizing exchange, and that is a crypto exchange and securities broker that distributes platform-generated net revenue back to its users using a game-like points scoring system. So what that means to the user is they put in value, they get points assigned based on how much value they contribute to the network, and based on those points they receive shares of the revenue that has been generated by the whole of the conglomerate. The really cool part about it is the change over time. The revenue distributions will actually increase in weight from 25% all the way to 100% as a consequence of our internal immutable processes. Uh, there's, yeah, cat in the background. Sorry for that. Immutable processes. We call it the self-decentralization process, and basically through this process, we transition our own holding entity from a BV, the Dutch equivalent of a corporation, into a stichting, non-profit foundation. So essentially, we deliver public benefit infrastructure. I see the channel lighting up. Are there any questions yet?
There's actually a question that Blake forwarded, which is the question you answered on Telegram, but might be nice to explain. And it's, will you be launching anything on KSM or is it still DOT? So Kusama and Polkadot is the question.
Right. Polkadot is the main plan that we have. It's what all our designs were, made of. It's where everything works. But that being said, it's not the only option because our protocol, PORD, proof of revenue distribution, is fundamentally chain agnostic. It produces its own valid blocks to feed to its parent blockchain, to the layer one on which it's built on. So that means we can go to different blockchains, and potentially it also means that we could become ourselves connecting infrastructure between these isolated environments. So yes, we will definitely be launching on KSM if obviously our main plan doesn't expand as I was mentioning. The delivery of the full platform takes 3 stages. So the first stage is going to be the working MVP, so to speak, and that's going to be a normal DEX that includes a couple of the unique features that we're going to be building for the full platform that we're going to be starting to live test with this platform. and this would be deployed on KSM, the Canary network of Polkadot. Stage 2 would coincide with the first securities audit, which will be with the IFM. That is the Autoriteit for, you can probably say that better than me, Leonie.
Honestly, I'm actually drawing a blank at the moment for what it stood
Autoriteit
for.
for Financiële Markets.
Oh, Autoriteit voor Financiële Markten. Yeah, okay.
Exactly, that one. Which is the regulating authority here in the Netherlands. And basically that would allow us to start offering some of the more advanced regulated features that we have planned, but not to everyone, only within the EMEA region, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. To go through truly global, we need to do a second securities audit with the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission for the United States, and that's another obstacle. So after that third step has been taken, the second securities audit, then the full irreversible official process of self-decentralization will begin. This takes 10 years to complete at most, and will just stay there forever.
Right. There is a second question, and that is CryptoArena is available for Multichain network?
That's what I was starting to answer initially. It's something we want to do, and that is potentially a great upgrade. Yes, there it's difficult, so we can't guarantee it yet. For the moment, it's based on a parachain of the Polkadot relay chain as its layer 1, and it uses a fairly simple but custom consensus protocol. We called it PORD, and it's a spin-off from POA. And it's basically a protocol that combines probabilistic finality and deterministic proof in proven finality. For people that don't understand this terminology, what that means is basically it's an accounting and distribution protocol that makes sure that the money doesn't go missing at any point in time, and that nobody can change the distributions or the progression of the distributions, which leads to the full non-profit mission being achieved.
Exactly. Okay. I think it might be interesting to tell them a bit about cats, what we can use them for, how it is working both with CryptoArena and then also with actually NFT Arena.
I agree, totally. CATs stand for CryptoArena tokens, and they are the ERC20s of our ecosystem. They are utility tokens, and their main use case is associated with the main full platform, so with the revenue distributions. The main use case of the CATs is to be spent to purchase multipliers to the amount of points that you generate from all actions, which lead to greater proportions of revenue being distributed. So basically it's the opposite of a discount token. Instead of paying less in the fee, your fee payment gets you more points, which lead to you getting more money from the platform. Why is this better than a discount? Is because it is directly related to the success of CryptoArena. Both direct business success, obviously the more volume goes through the exchange, the bigger the distributions get, and therefore getting a multiplier of them is more attractive. But also the CATs themselves generate more revenue that goes into the distributions while drawing value from the ability to tap into those distributions. So it becomes a symbiotic relation between the two.
That's very interesting. There's actually a question in between about what are security tokens. So maybe we can briefly interrupt and kind of see what the utility tokens and what security tokens are and which ones we are using and how they play together.
Yes, well, there's different types of asset, and there's more or less an agreement on which the categories are. There's
Yeah, but for us.
cryptocurrencies, and then there's utility tokens, and then there's security tokens, and then there's asset-backed tokens. Uh, the the first one, cryptocurrencies, are basically the blockchain version of money. Utility tokens instead are something more akin to vouchers. A voucher has monetary value if you want the product that you can get with that voucher. Say you have a discount for pizzas at Domino and you save $10. The value of your voucher is $10 if you want pizza. But if you never eat pizza and you would never eat pizza, that voucher has a value of zero to you. So
Except if I can sell it to someone else who does want pizza.
right. So that's the tradability part of tokens and of blockchain, which is also indeed another way that it becomes more interconnected because you can start including the interests of different people that aren't necessarily involved in a service. So in general, it becomes a market in and of its own. If there is demand for a voucher, then the voucher becomes money or worth money, while it wasn't originally. Security tokens instead refer to the more restricted class of assets that a security, as defined by the institutions, is one that fits with the Howey test. And basically, it's shares. Those come with rights, with protections, and with licenses and regulations and audits and yearly prospectuses that are, liability and all these kind of things. The last one, asset-backed cryptos are the ones like, for example, backed by real-world assets, say oil or like the petrol that Venezuela did at some point, and these kind of things.
Cool. So how about Leos and cats? Or actually arena tokens and cats, since we renamed them.
Well, yeah, we the naming part in this industry is always a nightmare.
Yeah, or a challenge.
Yeah, the security tokens were originally called Leo for limited equity option, which was a nice name. It fitted well with our theme and everything, but then someone else launched a token with that name and it became kind of popular. So never mind. And we are currently calling it Arena security tokens, but it's kind of likely that name is going to be stolen as well before the time comes, because these are not currently available. We're only going to start selling them to the public after the first audit.
And what are they for?
The security tokens have three functions. One is as actual investment instruments, so actual securities. The second one is as beacons for the distributions of our systems. So basically, they tell our system how much and where to distribute at each given moment. If 1% of security tokens are there, then 1% goes there. And the third one is as guarantors of the mission of the self-decentralization process, because of the limitations that are inherently built within the tokens. So basically to ensure that none of them goes missing or the likes.
Okay, so if I summarize that, basically if I buy them, I own part of the company. Therefore, I get part of the revenue distributions from the company. Plus, at the end, because of the self-decentralization, I get to sell them for a nice buyback bonus to be part of the self-decentralization process and its promise.
That's correct. There's actually a little more to that. The fact that they're securities implies that the bearers, the holders, the owners of these shares, of these tokens, which are the same thing in our case, are inherently vested with 6 rights of shareholders. like the right to information, the right to hold us liable in case the information we provide is fraudulent, for example, the right to dividends, the right to liquidity, the right to there's several
Yeah, okay.
basically. And on top of these, we provide further benefits in exchange for everyone's preemptive agreement to the collective mission of self-decentralization. So
Exactly.
basically, we all agree delivering this and making it really, truly 100% non-profit will be beneficial to everyone in the long term. So we limit our profit opportunity at that point in the future, and we reward ourselves with more rewards on top of our 100% of rewards with bonuses, the buyback bonus that you were mentioning, for a finite amount of time in exchange for that future X value that nobody has any idea of.
Well, pretty neat. To tie it back into the cats. So basically, when I'm using those cats as a multiplier, I get a larger chunk of that revenue distributed, not because I'm owning security tokens, but because I'm being active and I'm doing it through the gamified point system.
That's
And
right.
what else can we use those cats for? Because we have an IDO upcoming, and F is actually asking, what is the upcoming IDO in CryptoArena? So how about we talk a little bit more about the cats and their use cases?
Yes, the cats, as I was saying, are the utility tokens of our ecosystem, which means that they can be used in many different ways throughout our platforms and services and whatnot. The main use case we have covered, and the other ones include like buying into competitive events, competitive trading events on the main platform at a discount. You can use them to purchase merchandise and CryptoArena gear and all this kind of stuff. You can use them on NFT Arena, which we should expand on later on because it's very interesting and coming soon. In fact, you can get the pro version of one of our apps, Gas Tracker, if you are a Cats holder and you connect your wallet. What else? There's more. I'm forgetting one, isn't there? Oh yeah, you can access primary equity markets once again on the main platform once that is released. Primary equity markets are not the secondary ones. The secondary ones are the ones on which we all trade. The primary ones are private teams.
So you mean like the initial sales of our security tokens?
Right.
Okay, cool. So if I have do I have to have a certain amount of cats to be able to do that, or just have any?
It's gonna be an expense of.
Okay, cool. The next question is, what is the plan moving forward regarding listings on Uniswap and Spiritswap?
Listing on Uniswap is gonna be on August the 6th. So that's right after the end of our IDO with our good friends at Tostis. And right after, as soon as we're listed on Uniswap, we're going to be doing the listing for Spiritswap, and with TokPi as well. It's something that we've been holding on to for a couple weeks already. Friends with
because we want to list first.
Vasily, so that's going to happen at the same time as well.
Super.
Oh, and
the publication
that's gonna,
about that will...
Wait. And that one actually is going to also start another social bounty.
Excuse me, what?
The social bounties on TokPi, remember?
Yeah, could you tell us a little bit about what that is?
It's more of what the airdrop does basically, but instead of getting the rewards that are listed there, you get a claim on cats that is collateralized in ETH. So you can basically either get it immediately and basically change it for ETH, or you can wait until it unlocks, and it unlocks in 4 months when the campaign ends.
Cool. What I wanted to say is that the article about Spiritswap and details on that will come out soon. We just haven't published it yet. The next question is from Nude, and he would like to know, could you tell us a bit about CryptoArena team's background?
Yes, we're a small team really. I myself I was an advisor to corporations. I was a consultant for luxury collection for Allianz, the insurance one, for a bunch of companies, PricewaterhouseCoopers and the likes. Basically, what I did was realign staff and commercial proposals to the desires of management, and obviously with an eye at increasing profitability or getting a market advantage and these kind of things. So I was a suit basically previously, and I was interested in blockchain since 2015. I didn't do much about it honestly. When I did start trading a little bit, then I've had some pretty horrible experiences with exchanges, which many people are quite familiar with, and that's more or less when my ideas started coming together. That took a while. From there on, I got myself educated. I got myself some expertise, and started meeting all the tech people, going to events and the likes, and eventually formed a team with everyone else. Leonie, if you want to say something about yourself without me going on about it, obviously feel free to do
You
so.
introduced me. I'm kind of curious what you say.
All right, sure. She is my co-founder and COO. She is a former scientist that has been taken over by the business side.
Always be a scientist at heart.
So basically, very very good with math. In fact, also programming these days and these kind of things. She has talent for organizing things, which is why she ended up as our all-seeing overlord manager and COO.
I so took that off the website, by the way. I gotta keep a straight face with that word.
It's fine. It works well because it's true.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Then we have our CTO, our mad genius Scotsman. We have Chris, that is a veteran system engineer from Silicon Valley. Then we have Blake. Blake is one of our newest additions, but super valuable. He's our community manager slash editor. So
Slash wordsmith.
slash wordsmith, poet, and rapper. Absolutely.
Rapper. Well, Blake, I guess you have a new thing to learn.
We have Saib, that is our front end. Well, he's not really front. He does a bunch of different things. We have
It's full stack.
Mason, which is also pretty great, and that's it. And we also have work with outside parties and in-source developers and marketing agencies and lawyers and whatnot.
Which is pretty damn fantastic.
Eventually,
Okay.
they will all be in-sourced, then they will become part of the team.
Oh, absolutely.
Part of the team, part of the ship.
Part of the crew, part of the arena.
Whatever, yeah.
If I remember correctly, there's a question from Johan. If I remember correctly, there will be a total of 100 million tokens in 2 years. Is this really the maximum number, or can they still be expanded?
That's a very good question. The maximum number is for the 2 years. Starting from when that maximum number is reached, there is going to be a yearly programmed inflation minting event. So what that means is that the community of token holders that stake their tokens in our staking solution, getting their synthetic tokens for governance, using those synthetic tokens for governance to vote on the amount of inflation, control the economics of the cap tokens. This is a single pre-programmed yearly event, which means that there's never a price shock on the market from this inflation event, because there's a whole year for the markets to adjust to the knowledge of that minting happening. And it happens through the CATS DAO. So there's no one other than the DAO that has the ability to mint ever, including the DAO outside of the one yearly event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the voting for this happens a year before. No, I said this already. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, so we pick, and then next year the inflation actually happens. All right. Then the next one is, will cats run on multiple blockchains?
Well,
Answer is
yes.
basically already yes.
Yes. I mean, absolutely, yes. That's pretty much why we started off with an Ethereum-based utility token. It's because compatibility is for, everything does compatibility with Ethereum. So that allows us to move around a little more. So yeah, definitely. Which ones? It's subject to debate currently. We're very interested in, of course, in DOT and Kusama. We're interested in.
It was about cats.
Yeah, well, sure. Nevertheless, we can move them to plenty of places. And the other one would be Phantom, for example, or Matic.
Oh, Matic too.
These ones,
I mean,
or Optimism.
but that has more to do with NFT Arena.
Or
so
yesterday we were suggested Thorchain, but I haven't looked into it yet. So yeah, there's options basically.
Yeah, and the one that was with like stacks or something like that.
That didn't sound too interesting.
I thought it was pretty cool. Alright. The next one is also, is NFTImpact a part of the CryptoArena SDEX ecosystem, or more of a standalone product / service that the team is offering on the side? I.e., will any part of NFTImpact's profits be redistributed to users with glory points in a similar way to fees gathered through the DEX itself? And are there any plans to link the two projects in any way?
Brilliant question. I actually don't know myself. NFTImpact was an emergency procedure, if you will. We had been banned after doing our first two pre-sale rounds from US tech services like MailChimp. So we had to reach our audience somehow, and we ended up building this tool for it. It is not currently, it doesn't have a designation really, so at the moment it's a standalone product that we offer on the side. But it integrates the possibility of cats, absolutely. Cats being spent to get the service. Whether its profits will be distributed, it depends. In a way, yes. If directly or not, it's a different question. This is because if value goes to the cat's economy, then indirectly the platform, the main platform, benefits from. However, obviously, if the property of NFTImpact were to be directly with the main platform, it would benefit more from it. So it's a good question. I don't know yet.
All right. I guess we'll revisit that at some point in the future. Another question. What is the most outstanding thing about S-DEX, and why should you choose it? Probably choose to use it.
I would say that nobody can offer more than 100%. Quite simply.
Offer more than 100%
of revenue.
So I get 100% of revenue when I'm using it.
That's correct. I mean, there's plenty that have been going the other way. Free token, free everything, free transactions, fees, no fees, and the likes. But honestly, more and more people these days realize that if a service or a product is entirely free, then the product is you, quite simply. Businesses, entities, or NGOs, or anything that happens around needs to be sustained with resources. People spend their time, and their time is precious. They could be spending their time earning money or working, and if there is no money to be made in doing something, then that something will not be done, or it won't work. So it's only normal that a business that gets you no fees, that gives you things for free, then has to monetize something else. We don't want to do that. That is, we believe, what created this very questionable economy, and the very big disparity between the huge corporations and the rest of the businesses. It creates for inequality and for abuse, basically. We believe that instead we can go the other way by achieving something that wasn't possible before, because before it required human vigilance and humans taking care of the distributions. While instead now we can fully automate it in a trustless and decentralized way, and that changes everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, if I were to answer the question myself, the distributions in combination with me being able to pick a champion that does all the work for me, I still get glory points. I even get glory points at a higher rate. I still get a cut of the distributions, and there's actually someone else that has to do all the trading and who has to go scout for nice entries and manage trades and everything.
Right, I get caught up a little bit in the high level answers, but yeah, the side services, all these services that we provide, they're comfortable, they're innovative, they're profitable, they're excellent of their own. So those are definitely good selling points. And the gamification aspect, both the very friendly video game like theme and the fact that you get points, and it's a very familiar system. Should allow us to penetrate within many more audiences than what crypto has currently reached. Many forget, for example, that penetration of blockchain is like 15 to 20% still.
Been getting better though with the new introductions, and very likely that announcement on Ethereum with the logins that way is probably going to be pretty damn nice once they
Right.
roll that out.
That's
As
gonna be
in,
a
lots
big
of people
deal.
will start, yeah, because I mean, it's going to be amazing if you can just use that as a login instead of having to go through Google or things like that.
Well, yeah, and the most important thing would be that you would own your own information. Just
Yeah,
like we were saying before, if things come free, like Google, then the product is you.
exactly.
Google has plenty of money.
Yeah, and then they'll target you with ads and stuff, which is also fun. All right, the next question is, will there also be automatic compound function for the staking?
Not automatic. It will be manual. There's the possibility of compound, yes, but it's manual.
All right.
So rewards accrue over time. There's a claim button that you can use whenever you want. So you can wait for the low gas, and then you claim it, and then you can restake it.
Oh, so is there a button to the claim and restake in one go, or is
Yeah.
it two
Yeah,
transactions?
yeah,
Okay,
it's all easy, and you can stake on top of your stake. It's modern.
nice. All right. We don't have any questions at the moment that are still in the queue, though I did see someone typing a second ago. So how about we get a bit into NFT Arena in the meantime? Like, what is it? What do I need cats for it? Why do I get more cats from it, which I'm loving? And why is it so fantastic to play that you'll end up also staying up to 5 a.m. Not because you're attending an AMA, but because you just keep playing.
Yes, NFT Arena is a trading cards game that uses NFTs as game assets. So the bottom line of it is that you don't need to buy cards from us at all to play the game. You you don't need to buy anything at all to play the game, in fact. And you can use any NFT that you own, so ERC 721s or ERC 1155, to create an in-game asset that is specific to your NFT. The way it works is you deposit the NFT on the smart contract where it stays until it is reclaimed, and the smart contract sends the metadata and generates a key to the app. So you connect your wallet to the app, you receive a card that is your NFT basically made into a card with the data attributes that allow it to be used in the game. And in that card itself contains the key that is used to reclaim the real NFT that is on the smart contract. So Basically, what that means is that when you're playing with others, there's in some ways you can win NFTs, but that also means that if you lose, you can lose NFTs, which means that cards transfer between players, like in old school Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic or Pokemon games, and that whoever owns or holds the card can unmake the card to claim the NFT.
And if I want, I can also just buy in-game cards, right? If I have a nice collection that I don't necessarily want to play with.
Right. I mean, the fact that you don't have to buy cards from us doesn't mean that you can't. We have a store. You can buy cards from us if you'd like, or from the artists that we promote. Or you can sell cards, whether they're your own or the ones that you have looted from your defeated opponents.
All right. So how do I win cats? Because if I'm paying cats to play, then how do I earn more back?
Well, you're not paying cats to play. You pay cats for the process of when you interact with the smart contract. There's a cost whenever you interact with a smart contract. There's gas, and on top of gas, there's a markup. The markup is what will generate the rewards that are distributed to the people running nodes. How do you use cats? The cats you use either in the store, for example, the easiest way you can buy cards with the cats, or you can receive cats by selling your cards. You can use them for making cards or unmaking cards for the costs there, and you can use them in both tournaments and custom lobby games. So getting to those, there's 4 game modes. Friendly, so casual play, in which there's nothing, no risk, no cost, and nothing. You just play for fun, or to get better if you'd like. Then there's ranked play, which is based on matchmaking rating, so that you face similarly skilled opponents to you. And this uses a common rule set for everyone. And as a rule, as a consequence of each of these ranked matches, 1 card will be transferred from the loser to the winner. So if you win the match, you get a card. If you lose the match, you lose a card. Custom lobby.
If I end up high?
Sorry?
If I end up really high in the ranks?
Then you have a much greater chance of winning very good cards from other opponents, because people are better ranked.
Price
People who
pot,
have
right?
stronger cards are more likely to be higher up.
What about the cats prices at the end? Like, I believe there was something seasonal?
Oh, sure. There's seasons, and there's going to be the top performers also get rewards and cats.
Exactly. So we can win a nice prize pool. Okay, so that's 2 ranked, and then?
Custom lobby is the 3rd one. This basically allows you to either join or create a new lobby in which you can customize which rule sets are active in the game. So you can mix and match the types of the special rules, which Leonie's making the video for.
Exactly.
And you can also customize the stakes of the game. So the amount of cards that transfer as a consequence of winning or losing, you can make it 0, you can make it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 if you want. Obviously 5 implies a very big risk. And
so I lose my whole deck if I lose.
Right. And but it could make for interesting things in which collectors only challenge another collector, and they put up a whole 5-card collection up. It could lead to eccentric little things, which could be fun.
That's true. I mean, you can pick your own amount of risk, I suppose.
Exactly. That's the whole point. Yes. The other thing you can do in custom lobbies is you can add a cat's stake on the result of the game. So other than the NFT transfer, you can also transfer tokens between the 2 parties.
Cool. So I can say like, hey, let's make a betting pool, and then whoever wins the game also gets the cat's pool?
Exactly. And that same principle is used for the tournaments. Tournaments simply imply that more than two players are involved, and that they each do buy-in, very much like it would be with poker tournaments. You buy in, the buy-ins are pooled together to create a reward structure for the first, second, third, or whatever, depending on how many participants there are. And the house takes a fee. That fee goes to the pool that is shared by the node rights holders. So it all flows basically.
Oh. So the difference between what's then exactly the difference between the ranked and the tournament?
The ranked is 1 versus 1 based on MMR rating, while the tournaments you can just create or join one, and it's not MMR, and it's based on the token being the thing at risk, not the NFTs being transferred.
You might want to explain what an MMR is.
Oh, matchmaking rating. It's a system basically that uses the performance of your past matches to predict how strong you are in a given game. So if you always win against random people, you'll probably be matched up with people that also always win, which means that you're going to have a harder time winning, and one of the two is not going to.
Okay, I guess that is it for the game modes. Then perhaps really briefly you would like to explain the basics of the game itself? Like just the really first.
Sure. There's 9 squares. You have 5 cards each, and your objective is to have the most squares in your control. The way the cards interact is through the numbers that are displayed on it, and there's a lot of twists and turns. It's not really worth doing by voice further than that.
Basically, we can still say the part that it's you said already that there were 4 numbers on the cards, right? And that they correspond to each side?
Yes.
So basically, for me to win yours, just like a bit like with Go, you have to actually beat the score of it, except so you can get their square. So let's say the top part of the number is a 4, and I place my card right above that in the grid. Then I need to have a higher number than that 4, and then I basically capture the other person's square, and the most square wins.
Well, yes, but as I was saying, there's a lot of twists and turns. This is very bland.
I know, this is the very basics of it.
Exactly, the game is actually fun. So just focus on the video. We'll talk about that when we have something to show for it.
Yeah, I was literally working on it right before, and we'll work more on it right after. Alright, let's see if there was anything. Yep, I found another one. Will cats come with its own chain?
No. Not cats.
Not the cats. No,
they have their own DAO.
True.
Not their own chain.
Alright, we also have some more suggestions, by the way, that for expanding the game, aside from Ethereum, Phantom, looking at the Polygon, and they're also suggesting that we should definitely not miss Solana, because the ecosystem is really on fire at the moment, as well as Elrond.
Oh yeah, Elrond.
Yeah, I believe you were already looking into that one.
Yeah, indeed, I already like Elrond, indeed.
Alright.
I need to look into Solana more because I don't know much about it, honestly.
I have some.
But yeah, definitely expanding cross-chain compatibility will be the immediate focus as soon as we have the main F version released.
Exactly. Last one. What does the timeline for NFT Arena rollout look like?
About a month and a half for the working MVP, and about 3 months from a couple days ago for the full version. So pretty soon.
Nice scooters.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay, and they're gone. Alright, well, I think that was it for the questions at the moment. Definitely looking forward to NFT Arena coming out, and then we can actually start playing and demoing, and that will be very fun. There's someone still typing one question, so let's give them a moment to finish that up. Since there was also a question about the IDO, if we want to participate, how does that work?
If you want to participate, you have to go through the whitelist. You might want to link the announcement article with the full procedure, because there's also
I'll link in the tweet.
There's also tiers based on the amount of DIS tokens that you hold in your wallet. And basically there will be a snapshot on the 2nd of August, and then that will determine the minimum and maximum for each tier and the allocations between them. And then the IDO itself opens on August 4th and closes at the latest on August 6th. Well, hopefully not on August 6th.
Hopefully sooner. Yeah. Well, their previous IDO went really well, so that bodes well. Alright, I don't see any other questions anymore, so I think we can start wrapping up. And that actually means that, Lorenzo, you get to pick the best question that you've heard online.
Oh, there was one that was outstanding. You have to do it on live. I'm gonna have to go read that.
I think you said that to the NFTImpact one, right?
Yes, yes. Where about the NFTImpact revenue contributing or not to the rest. Yes.
All right. In that case, old mate who stayed up till 5 a.m. in the morning to actually listen to this AMA, but has gone to bed now, has won this 200 cats giveaway. So I'll tag them on it and let them know that they can DM me to get their prize.
Congrats, old mate. And indeed, it is one of our old mates that has been with us for a while.
Definitely. It wouldn't be the same without. Please DM me. Oh, sorry, there's some questions popping up again after I wrapped up. Apologies, guys. Last question, where do the teams live?
We are in the Netherlands. We have people in Scotland and in the United States. And we work with people that are also in the UK, in Greece, and in the Ukraine.
Basically all over. Oh, and I see another one. Will each transaction cost Ethereum, aka on-chain?
For the IDO?
I don't know the context.
But
like,
yes.
in the game transactions. Well, no, it's only for entering the game and getting out of the game that you will need to pay the gas transaction. Once you're inside of the game, it's all gasless.
Correct.
Okay, great. Okay, like it. You're welcome. Alright, that was probably it for the questions. There's some people still typing, but there's also some people that are just kind of saying goodbye. So have a good night, and thank you for attending.
Well, give it a moment. They might be typing questions. Don't cut them off.
I said for those who are leaving now. It's like, thank you all, I'm out. Okay. You're welcome, Red. It was really nice to see you here. Thank you all for coming, and really glad you could join us. Great questions. So there's no typing anymore, Lorenzo. It's just thank yous. Love the AMA. Have a nice day. So doing well.
All right.
We can wrap up.
Lovely. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.